Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my Read Aloud series where I look back at the rich history of the WWE Championship. And this is going to be chapter 35. If you want to check out my Read Aloud series for chapters 1 through 34, click on the playlist down in the description box down below. And I'm just going to get right into it. This chapter is called Hot Potato. And this chapter starts on page 273 and it ends on page 281. When Bruno Sammartino won his first WWE Championship in 1963, the wrestling scene was far different than it is today. For the Italian strongman, keeping the title meant turning back the likes of Gene Kiniski, Killer Kowalski, and Giant Baba. I think that's how you say those names. While all greats of their time, they hardly possessed the athleticism of today's WWE superstars. It wasn't until the late 1970s that the wrestling ring slowly began to be taken over by large, more muscular superstars. As the 1970s made their way for the 80s and beyond, sports entertainment continued to evolve. Those who grew up idolizing superstar Billy Graham and Bob Backlund started to combine their heroes' greatest attributes to create today's superstars, the ultimate combination of physical conditioning, charisma, and athleticism. With upwards of 100 of these ultimate superstars on the roster at one time, holding the WWE Championship for an extended period of time is considerably harder than it was in Sammartino's day, as evidenced by Edge's victory at Survivor Series, which started a game of hot potato that is still being played today. A mere 3 weeks after capturing his third WWE Championship, the Rated R Superstar defended his title against Jeff Hardy and Triple H in the final ever Armageddon pay-per-view match. Ironically, both Edge and Hardy were also involved in the event's first ever match in 1999. In between that time, the two superstars' careers practically paralleled each other. Together, they grew from curtain jerkers into bona fide cult icons, thanks in large part to their daredevil tables, ladders, and chairs performances over the World Tag Team Championships. But on this night, the prize was the WWE Championship. For a moment, it looked like Triple H was on the verge of victory after he pedigreed champion Edge. But as the game went for the cover, Hardy delivered his signature Swanton Bomb, which sent Triple H rolling out of the ring. With the game on the outside, Hardy rolled on top of Edge and made the match-ending cover. Like Edge before him, Hardy's childhood was spent fantasizing about one day becoming WWE champion. At Armageddon, his dream finally came true, but it wasn't without its fair share of setbacks. In recent years, the Extreme Enigma suffered from a drug dependency which set him back both personally and professionally. His erratic behavior eventually reached a boiling point in 2003, resulting in WWE severing ties with him completely. At, After hitting rock bottom, Howie finally fought to put the pieces of his life back together. He eventually proved himself to WWE and earned his job back in 2006. Fast forward to December 14th, 2008, and he was on top of the wrestling world. And he has a picture of it right here. The picture, Jeff Hardy, King of the Mountain at Armageddon 2008. I love that image right there. But this was only temporarily. With his brother Matt in his corner, Jeff made his first pay-per-view title defense against Edge at the 2009 Royal Rumble. Headed into the event, Jeff didn't realize that it was Matt who had attacked him from behind on the morning of Survivor Series. By the end of that night, however, the truth came out in the most painful of fashions. Toward the end of the match, Jeff placed a chair under the head of his fallen opponent. He then urged his brother to take a second chair and nail the challenger in the head, a move Edge made popular years earlier. Mac jerked the chair back, giving the illusion that he was going to whack the weighted out superstar, but instead he floored his own unsuspecting brother. Motionless, Jeff lay on his back while Edge made the cover. From a personal standpoint, Matt's betrayal drove a huge wedge in the relationship of the two brothers. Professionally, however, it gave Edge his fourth WWE Championship, and one that he would once again have a tough time retaining. Just 21 days into his reign, the rated R superstar coughed up the gold in an elimination chamber match at No Way Out. Just minutes into the contest, Edge was surprisingly knocked out of the match when Jeff Hardy rolled him up for the pin. For the next half hour, the WWE Championship had no owner, as five of WWE's top names, Hardy, Triple H, Undertaker, Vladimir Kozlov, and Big Show, battled for the right to take the gold home. In the end, it was Triple H, Pedigree, and Undertaker en route to his record eighth WWE Championship reign. Interment explosive disorder, EID, is an extremely rare behavioral disorder characterized by impulsive acts of aggression. Oftentimes, the condition manifests itself in uncontrollable fits of rage. 1 week after punting the 60-year-old Mr. McMahon into a hospital bed, Randy Orton, surrounded by a team of lawyers and therapists, claimed he was not responsible for his actions against the WWE Champion. Instead, he alleged the attacks was caused by his supposed affliction with IED. Orton did little to actually prove he was suffering from the disorder, but the charade was successful in saving the third generation superstar from certain termination. With a new lease on life, it would have been logical for Orton to shift his anger away from sports entertainment and most powerful fans. From sports entertainment, most powerful family. But the Legend Killer was never one to take the conventional route. Instead of backing away, he went at the McMahons with even more vigor, complete with a punt to Shane's head and an RKO to Stephanie. The sight of his children's mother victimized at the hands of the Viper was unbearable to Triple H, who challenged Orton and his legacy cohorts, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr., to a handicap match on Raw. During the contest, Orton and DiBiase Jr. handcuffed Triple H to the top of the ring rope. The Legend Killer then grabbed the sledgehammer and threatened to bash the champ's skull. Fearing for her husband's life, Stephanie ran out to the ring, hoping to stop the slaughter. Instead, she was hit with another RKO. There was very little the game could do to save Stephanie. Still, cuffed to the rope, he was forced to watch while his rival slithered over his wife's fallen body. Then, with Triple H helpless watching, Orton slowly kissed Stephanie's lips. And here's a picture of that situation going on. It was a very powerful situation for me, admits Orton. I had nothing but time to do what I needed to do that night. After I sealed with a kiss, I felt like I couldn't get much more heat. Triple H was able to cool off Orton at WrestleMania 25, but their white-hot personal war was far from being extinguished. At Backlash, the game, Shane McMahon and Batista squared off against Orton, DiBiase Jr., and Rhodes in a six-man tag team match with a unique twist. If Orton's team won, regardless of which superstar involved in the deciding fall, the Legend Killer would be awarded the WWE Championship. Traditionalists cringe at the thought of one superstar winning or losing the prestigious WWE title for another. Flashbacks of the dark day, Andre the Giant handed the title to DiBiase Jr.'s father, the Million Dollar Man, occupied their thought. Unlike with that historic event, though, winning the gold for somebody else was legal at Backlash, meaning there was a very real chance Orton would walk away with the title without being involved in a decision. By night's end, all concerns were quiet when both Triple H and Orton played a major role in the match's outcome. As the game attempted to convince Batista to not use a steel chair, the Viper snuck in and dropped the distracted champ with an RKO. Orton went for the pin, but Triple H miraculously kicked out. The sold-out Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island jumped to their feet, anticipating a comeback by the 8 time WWE champion. But their joy was quickly squashed when Orton went to his patented punt to finally dethrone the King of Kings. Orton's third WWE title reign closely mimicked his second, as he utilized disqualifications to avoid losing the gold. Cincinnati lost to Batista at May's Judgment Day, kneeling the champ intelligently slapped the referee, resulting in a blatant DQ. The shrewd move saved Orton's reign, but did little to rid himself of Batista, a superstar with whom he owns an extensive history with. Dave was the first guy I met in OVW in 2000. When I first started, remembers Orton. We were handpicked because we both had a lot of potential. There were a lot of positive things we brought to the table. He was the heater of the body. I was an up and coming third generation guy. Even back then, I knew we would have many matches. Orton was right, and the next would be at the Extreme Rules pay per view in June 2009. This time, though, Orton wouldn't be able to save his title via disqualification. Instead, they would battle in a steel cage where the only three ways to win where there were only three ways to win: escape the steel structure, pinfall, or submission. Heading into the match, Batista had already proven himself a future Hall of Famer. His resume at the time boosted one-time WWE Tag Team Championship, three-time World Tag Team title reigns. So one WWE Tag Team Championship reign, three-time World Tag Team title reigns, and four runs with the prestigious World Heavyweight Championship. But there was always one title that eluded him throughout his highly decorated career: the WWE Championship. High drama unfolded early in the match as Orton nearly escaped the structure within seconds of the opening bell, but Batista quickly pulled him off the top of the cage, and introduced the champ's face first into all four sides of the Unforgiven Steel. Orton never fully recovered from his poor start. After just 7 short minutes, the Animal flattened his former Evolution ally with a Batista bomb to pick up his first WWE title. The contest proved to be one of the shortest WWE Championship steel cage matches in history. Unfortunately for Batista, his reign also lacked length. The new champ was brutally attacked by Orton, DiBiase Jr., and Rhodes just 24 hours later after his big win, resulting in a completely torn tricep for the Animal. Facing surgery and a 4-month rehabilitation process, Batista had no choice but to relinquish his newly won title. For the Animal, the injury marked the second time he was forced to forfeit a world title. And this is in parentheses. In January 2006, he also relinquished the World Heavyweight Championship due to injury. But for Orton, it was an opportunity on the June 15th, 2009 episode of Raw. The third generation superstar outlasted Triple H, Big Show, and John Cena in a fatal four-way match to reclaim the gold he had lost just 1 week prior. But here's a picture of Batista winning the WWE Championship in the steel cage match. I feel like to show that. And yeah, that's pretty much that chapter. Good chapter. A lot of hot potatoing over that WWE Championship. But you did have some people have lengthy reigns. I believe Randy Orton's was pretty lengthy. Yeah, for like a couple of months. But yeah, there was a lot of hot potatoing going on with the WWE Championship. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content. And make sure you click on the bell so that way every time you upload a video, you guys will get the notification for it. And make sure you do the same for my CM Brothers and Owen the Talking Data YouTube channels. And click on the bell so that way every time you upload a video on those channels, you guys will get the notification for it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.